What is the craziest dance move you think that you have ever done or attempted at a show?
Flipping off of a car.
A moving car?
Yes. Well, it wasn't moving, but I flipped off it.
Hello, I'm Joey Nolfi with Entertainment Weekly, soaking up immaculate vibes with the cast of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16, and it's largely due to the excellence seated next to me right now. Please give a welcome, as warm as the Miami weather she comes from. Please welcome the Queen of Flips, Mhi'ya Iman Le'Paige. How are you?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing great now that I'm in your presence. I mean, I've been telling her, I told her like 9 times before the camera started, like how much I love this look, but I mean, look at the material.
Thank you.
She looks amazing. I need to just say thank you for gracing us with your presence, because you are one of the best live performers. Like, just looking through your videos, my jaw was on the floor. Like, that's just a fact, right? Like, one of the best performers.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Your Instagram handle is Queen of Flips, and I have seen it used many times to describe you. And watching videos of you perform, I think it's very appropriate. Like, if you want lessons on how to step your up, like, watch Mhi'ya perform. I once saw you climb a literal like beam holding up a roof of like an outdoor pavilion. She dropped and then like caught herself with her legs on the same beam. How do you prepare to do that?
I just go with the flow. I'm a risk taker, so I just do whatever.
I love that you just say, you're just like, I just do whatever. That's just whatever for me, like climbing a pole and catching myself. Like, but it takes a lot of training, right? Or does it just like, it just came naturally to you?
It came naturally to me. I seen the pole during my show one day and I said, let me just try it. And I did it. It was a success and I just kept doing it.
We would not be sitting here if it was a failure, I'm assuming, because it's very dangerous. So do you claim the Dancing Diva of the season title?
Yes.
You definitely do,
definitely.
Without hesitation.
No hesitation.
I love it, as you should. So you've never studied like dance or anything, right? Never?
No.
Wow, that is just natural talent. What is the craziest dance move you think that you have ever done or attempted at a show?
Flipping off of a car.
A moving car?
Yes. Well, it wasn't moving, but I flipped off it.
Flipping off of a car, can you walk me through like what gave you the idea to do that and then the actual process of doing it?
It was actually my car. It was planned. So during my show at the time, the place that I was working at was closing down and we did like a big show. Everyone wanted to do something different. And I had the driver at the time, I told him when to come around. And when he came around, I hopped on the hood, got on top of the roof, and then I did a front flip over into a split.
To the ground?
Yes, on the concrete.
Is she gonna jump from there? That's like all I'm thinking. Oh my God, that's amazing. You attempt a lot of daring things in drag. So do you have any like famous injury stories of like trying to do this stuff?
No, I've never been injured.
Never?
Honestly, no, never.
What, blessed. Very blessed. I mean, this is just, it's incredible. But what I'm getting at is that the other gals should be very, very scared if they have to lip sync against you, right?
Absolutely.
Again, said without hesitation. So should they also be concerned about you coming for the Miss Congeniality title too, do you think?
It can go either way. I have a big personality, but once I'm around new people, I kind of like have to feel the vibes out to see how everything is going to play out. So that's kind of always been me.
And how did the vibes play out when you got to season 16?
It took a while for me to open up. And I was struggling with showing my personality throughout the season.
Why do you think that is? Do you think that there's something that leads to that?
For one, my seamstress screwed me over with having some of my looks ready. So I didn't want to go on the show smack talking and not able to back it up with my looks. Yeah. That definitely helped me back a lot too.
Well, I know that, so you're based in Miami, correct? But where did the Mhi'ya experience start, like your drag journey?
When I was 20 years old, my first gay mother at the time, she always complimented my cheeks. A lot of people thought I got my cheeks done, but these are Haitian cheeks. And she always said she wanted to put me in drag. And when she put me in drag, I did my first show and I just fell in love with the art form. Yeah. And I've just been going and going. It took me a while to become polished. And once I gathered all the information that I needed to present myself in a nice way to the world, I just kept going, and that's when Queen of Flips was born.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who gave you that title? Did you give yourself that title?
No, a guy at the place that I work at now at the Palace. He asked me my name, and he said I need to come up with a name that's catchy. And he asked me what style of dancing I was doing, what type of drag I do, and I told him that I was a flipper. And he said, "Have you thought about Queen of Flips?" And I said, "That would be nice." And Queen of Flips was born.
What's the most number of flips you've ever done in one show?
15.
15?
Yes.
Consecutively?
Yes.
Off a car?
No.
No, that's off a bus. You have to do, in order to do 15 flips in a row, you have to do it off a bus. What are your main influences and inspirations in drag? Like, what really gets you going on stage?
The energy of the crowd, seeing the crowd, how happy it is to see a drag show. I don't know, I just love performing. I've always been an entertainer growing up as a child, and this is just my life. My main inspiration is Beyonce. I love Beyonce. I love that she traveled and performed. That's the dream that I've always wanted to do. I've slightly been doing it, so hopefully it'll more come.
Did you talk to Safira about Beyonce? Because apparently Safira went to church with Beyonce, apparently when she was younger.
No.
Well, she said she didn't keep in contact with her, so no, you wouldn't get anything out of that. So you said you perform as a child. So you were like always in, like, what kind of performances were you doing as a child?
I was a street dancer, and I did hip hop, hardcore, booty shaking, like the real South, the real South dancing.
So fashion wise, what is your approach to drag and your inspirations for fashion?
My inspirations to fashion, I love to look glamorous. I love feathers. I love stones, diamonds. I love everything. I'm open with fashion. Yeah. I don't just settle for one look or anything like that.
And she is a woman of her word, because I mean, everything she literally just said is on her at this very moment, including in the hair. I mean, the crystals in the hair, it's so good. Now, I also noticed the Iman in your name. So was Miss Tamisha, is she part of your drag family?
My first drag mother is Jada Iman. She passed away years ago. And so I kept the name. And Tamisha Iman is my grandmother.
So did you consult her before going on to Drag Race? Like advice or anything?
No, I should have.
Does it run in the family though? Like the Tamisha vibes in Untucked?
Yes.
Before I can even finish the question, you're like, yes, absolutely. So, okay, so she did pass that down to you, the Untucked gene.
Yes, definitely.
Anything more you care to say about that?
I mean, Untucked this is going to be interesting. It's fun.
You're also close with Malaysia, correct? Yes. Malaysia Baby Doll Fox. So are you helping her and Mistress raise Sugar and Spice?
I've met Sugar and Spice like one time. They was nice. They was cool girls. We was in a club together, so we really couldn't really vibe.
First time I think in history, the only reaction to Sugar and Spice has been, they were nice. That's it. But no, it's interesting that I think they are now in like Malaysia's drag family. I just think it's so funny. Like you never would in a million years thought like that Malaysia and Mistress would adopt those two. Isn't it hilarious?
Yes.
Oh, did Malaysia give you advice before Drag Race?
She told me to be myself. Have fun. Don't think of it as a competition. Just have fun and be myself.
Yeah, and I'm here from what I'm hearing. You're giving good TV. Yes. You do come from a background also that includes a lot of title victories. So do you consider yourself like a quote unquote pageant girl? No.
I like competing, but I don't mind doing pageants and things when I'm like kind of bored, I guess, or not doing nothing. But I'm most definitely a showgirl. I've always said that I'm a showgirl.
Word to everyone out there, when you're bored, just do a pageant. You'll win. And this is what you can become. This. So what is it? You said pretty quickly that you don't consider yourself a pageant queen. Like, do you find that pageant queens, like there's a certain connotation with that word that, makes you maybe sort of resist it a little bit?
Back then, when I started to do pageants, I was doing pageants because people wanted me to do them because I, have talent and talent, it plays a part in pageantry. So I kind of just did it just because.
I love her.
And then I started to do pageants on my own. It's a big risk because the panels sometimes be rigged and you spending a lot of money on these garments to get ready for the pageant, all for them to say, oh, let's give it to our friend.
Yeah.
So that's why I really don't care for pageants.
Did that world, though, teach you anything valuable before going on to like the biggest pageant on television, like Drag Race?
It taught me how to be strong, how to hold my own weight, to present a polished look, and to be myself.
It's very easy for you to be yourself, very much so. I'm enjoying talking with you. You're part of one of the, like, I mean, doing all of these interviews, I have learned that this cast is the next level cast. So what is the dynamic like when you were all in the workroom together that first day?
When I first walked in, a few of the girls knew who I were.
Of course.
So it was nice going in. You know, I was welcomed with open arms, and the vibe was there until everyone got together.
Yeah, a couple of your sisters have said that Untucked is going to be very interesting this season. I mean, I've heard some queens are evil. I have heard some queens are very, very shady. So it's going to be, but it's all done with love, apparently, is what it said. It's like backstage at an actual show, like nothing malicious. But what can you tease about what we are going to see in the season coming up in terms of like twists and turns that are coming? Because there's always a twist with Drag Race.
Some of the challenges is definitely going to be a twist.
So it's like new types of challenges. Do you think that'll surprise fans?
Definitely.
Interesting. I've been asking everybody if they had like a dose of the Mistress Isabel Brooks drag delusion vaccine. And if you had a vial of it and you could give it to any one of your sisters on the season, who would be getting that vaccine from you?
Plain Jane.
Everybody is saying Plain Jane. Why? Why are you saying Miss Plain Jane?
Plain Jane is a character. She's a character. She's a handful, but I love her. She's a sweetheart.
That's like literally everybody has had it. They've been like, before I can finish the question, like Plain Jane, they like do this thing and then they're like, no, she's a character, but I love her. She's my sister. And you do the exact same thing. I love it. Is there anything else that you would like to tease about this season? Things that you're excited for fans to see? Some mood words maybe to describe what's coming up?
There is an episode that I'm excited for the fans to see. It shows something, a different side of me that no one have ever saw. So that is going to be something to see.
Cannot wait to see what that is. Can't wait to see what you do on the rest of the season. I feel like it's going to be excellent. And it's like, we never want a queen to lip sync, but like when it's Sasha Colby or Maya, like we kind of want to see you lip sync. Not gonna lie.
You know.
Wait, yeah, we're not gonna get you in trouble. But thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. It was really lovely to interview you. And stay tuned for more with the cast of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16.